as well as Mr. Sergio Kitchens. He's a phenomenal artist. He goes performer known as Gunna, G-U-N-N-A. Mr. Williams and Mr. Kitchens are contractually obligated, and they frequently perform music together.
Thug free, thug free, thug free, thug free. It's backwards. Yo, YK, WTFGO, man. We are back with another episode of the EC News, man. And today, this episode, this is one that we have all been waiting on. And one that we anticipated was going to happen, if we're being honest. Just a couple of hours ago, Young Thug has signed a plea deal to plead guilty to the charges and sentenced to 5 years, which has been converted to time served. As we know, he's been in there for right about 2.5 years now. Converted to time served with 15 years probation. And there's other stipulations as well that I'll let the judge explain further. But look, before we get into this video, though, y'all got to go ahead and press subscribe. We on the road to 1 million subscribers, but definitely on the road to 20K. If it's less than 20K and you're watching this video, press subscribe. You press like, you comment down below, and you distribute, man. Share this video to all your friends and all your family, because Thug is free, and we're getting the whole inside scoop on all the stipulations on the sentencing. Also, a very special moment where Young Thug's lawyer made it clear in the plea deal that there are two people that Young Thug still needs to be around, if we being honest. His brother, and the other one being Gunna. Y'all go ahead and enjoy these clips, and y'all leave comments down below about how y'all feel about the whole situation. Shout out to Thug, shout out to Gunna, shout out to everybody. I love this.
It is not lost on the court that the state, had they been able to come to agreement on certain special conditions, was willing to entirely dismiss the RICO count, was willing to entirely dismiss one of the gang counts, and was willing to entirely dismiss this, machine gun count. Was willing to give a sentence that permitted Mr. Williams to walk out of the door today, and therefore does not seem to be particularly worried that Mr. Williams, if on the streets, would be a danger to society. I'm taking that into consideration in crafting my sentence. And in permitting a no-low plea to the RICO count and one of the two gang counts, I would not be permitting the NOLO to the one if you were not pleading guilty to at least one of them. But you are, and y'all admit a factual basis for the counts that you are pleading guilty to. I find there to be a factual basis for those counts, and for the remaining counts with which you are charged. I am going to impose a sentence, and I've taken a little bit of the suggested special conditions from the defense and a little bit of the special conditions suggested by the prosecution. On count one, the court sentence is 20 years to serve 5 years, commuted to time served, the balance of 15 years to be probated, and a $25,000 fine. On count two, the sentence is 5 years to serve, commuted to time served. That's the minimum sentence that's permitted on that count. It is required to be run consecutively. I'm going to run it consecutive to count one, but I am going to backload. Oh, I'm sorry, that is not commuted. That is 5 years to serve, and it's going to be run consecutively to count one, backloaded, by which I mean after you serve your 15 years of probation. If you have been successful on that probation, and I sincerely hope that you are, then at the end of that 15 years, I will commute the entire rest of any service portion of your sentence to time served. So I'll get to the end of it and give you the total sentence, but I'm also going to impose a $15,000 fine with regard to that count. Count 57, 20 years to serve 5, commuted to time served, the balance of 15 years probated, concurrent with count 1. Count 58, 10 years to serve 5, commuted to time served, balance probated, concurrent with count 1. 59, 5 years to serve, commuted to time served, concurrent with count 1. 60, 5 years to serve, commuted to time served, concurrent with count 1. Count 61, 5 years to serve, that is required to be also a consecutive sentence, so that's going to be run consecutively to count 56 and backloaded. Count 62, 10 years to serve, also required to be served consecutively, that's going to be consecutive to count 61, also backloaded. So essentially, the total sentence is 40 years to serve the first 5 years in prison, but commuted to the time that you have already served, followed by 15 years on probation, followed then by the backloaded 20 years, which can be served in custody and will be served in custody if you are not successful on your probation. If you are successful in completing your 15 years probation, that will be commuted to time served.
Williams have no contact with any of the co-defendants in this indictment, with the exception of Mr. Quantavious Greer, that is his biological brother, as well as Mr. Sergio Kitchens. He's a phenomenal artist. He performed known as Gunna, G-U-N-N-A. Mr. Williams and Mr. Kitchens are contractually obligated, and they frequently perform music.
So as you see, Thug is now free. 15 years probation is kind of crazy though, but we hope but nothing for the best for Thug, for Gunna, for Mariah, for everybody involved in the situation, man. And I want to say that I really hope that this silences any hate against Gunna. Anybody that had anything to say against Gunna, I hope that this is the moment that you look at yourself and you sick just a little bit, just a little bit. Because after all this, 2.5 years later, one of the stipulations, of course, is contractual. Of course, it's contractual. But at the end of the day, I still feel like it's love. So, like I said, y'all go ahead, press subscribe. I love and appreciate y'all for watching this video. And we're going to get about this thing. Peace.